Calling Shrikant. Shrikant requests you to please come to the judges area. Thank you very much, surfers. Requesting the other surfers in the water to please clear the waters for the expression session. Once again, check and call going out to Kishore in white, Shrikant in green, Kamali in red, Sugar in blue, Harish in yellow, and Som in pink. Check and call going out to Som. Requesting Som to please report at the Beach Marshals area to collect your rash card for the expression session. Ladies and gentlemen, and all those who have just joined us, welcome to Little Andaman Pro 2026, the National Surf and SUP Championships, brought to you by the Andaman and Nicobar Tourism Department. In a few minutes, we will begin with the expression session for surfing. This will be a 30-minute heat, and in the waters will be the top 2 rankers. Kishore in white, Shrikant in green, Kamali in red, Sugar in blue, Harish in yellow, and Som in pink. Requesting all the athletes to please collect your rash cards and be ready at the start line in front of the judges area to be flagged off by the chief guest. Calling Kamali, requesting Kamali to please report at the judges area. Thank you.
Maybe not quite halfway between the headland and that small boat, kind of directly in front of us. In line with the far headland.
Johnny. Where exactly, sir?
In line with the end of the island, you see? Far.
Hut Bay.
That one.
Yeah, the far one. Same. In between us and them. In between us.
Johnny, கொஞ்சம் நீ உள்ள இருக்கல அதுல இருந்து
SUP athletes, please come and collect your rash cards and get ready for your first heat. SUP athletes, please come and collect your rash cards.
ஜானி போட் வந்து இன்னும் ரைட்ல வரணும்டா நான் சொல்றதுல நிறுத்த அங்க போட்டுலாம் ஜானி கேக்குதா உனக்கு ரைட்ல வா போய் அங்க இல்ல இங்க இந்த சைடு எனக்கு ரைட் சாரி ஸ்ட்ரைட்டா வா ஜானி இப்ப போட் வருது இல்ல அந்த போட் நேரா அந்த இடத்துல தான் வரணும்
Where that boat is right now is perfect. That's the caddy buoy. It could be the next heat one as well,
hello ஜானி இப்ப கரே கொஞ்சம் ஒரு 10 மீட்டர் கரைவா அங்க இருக்கிற இடம் ஓகே கொஞ்சம் கரவா அப்படியே ஜட்ஜஸ் ஏரியாக்கு நேரா வா கொஞ்சம் உனக்கு ரைட்ல கொஞ்சம் ரைட் வா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ரைட் வா ரைட் தேர் அங்கேயே போட்டுறா டிராப் தேங்க்யூ
Check and call going out to the athletes for the second expression session. Ramesh in white, Sanjay in green, Shrishti in red, Devi in blue, Prahalad in yellow, and Yogesh in pink. Athletes, request you to please report at the Beach Marshals area and collect your rash cards. I repeat, athletes Ramesh in white, Sanjay in green, Shrishti in red, Devi in blue, Prahalad in yellow, and Yogesh in pink. Check and call going out to the surfers of the second expression session. Ramesh in white, Sanjay in green, Shrishti in red, Devi in blue, Prahalad in yellow, and Yogesh in pink. Ramesh in white. Check and call going out to Yogesh. Yogesh requests you to please report at the Beach Marshals area immediately. Yogesh, run. To the Beach Marshal. Girls, can you please go around?
check, 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 check. Check, 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 hello, check, check, hello, check, hello, check, check, hello, check, hello, check. Check, 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 hello.
Hello, check. Hello, 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 check.
Requesting all the surfers of the first expression session to please get ready and be on standby. Kishore in white, Shrikant in green, Kamali in red, Sugar in blue, Harish in yellow, and Som in pink. Surfers, request you to please get ready. Thank you to all the audience who have joined us for the Little Andaman Pro 2026 National Surf and SUP Championships, brought to you by the Andaman and Nicobar Tourism Department. In a few minutes, we will begin the SUP race and followed by the expression session of surfing. Kind request to all the athletes of the surfing expression session to please get ready.
code Welcome MMT. Download the MMT app now.
Little Andaman, beyond the waves, ride the waves, watch the stars. डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टूरिज्म के सानिध्य से सर्फिंग फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया के संकल्प के साथ आज का ये सर्फिंग फेस्टिवल हमारे मुख्य अतिथि के आगमन के साथ यहाँ पर आज के हमारे मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर चंद्रभूषण कुमार, माननीय मुख्य सचिव अंडमान एवं निकोबार प्रशासन का पदार्पण यहाँ पर हो चुका है। साथ ही साथ अन्य गणमान्य अतिथियों का आगमन भी यहाँ पर हो चुका है। सुश्री चंचल यादव, आयुक्त सह सचिव सूचना प्रसार एवं पर्यटन विभाग, श्री विनायक चमाडिया, निदेशक सूचना प्रसार एवं पर्यटन विभाग, श्री कमलेश्वर राव, एसडीएम दक्षिण अंडमान, श्रीमती श्वेता सोमनाथन, एसपी साउथ अंडमान, श्री सुनील डीएफओ लिटिल अंडमान के पदार्पण के साथ साथ ये आज का कार्यक्रम यहाँ पर शुरू होने को ही है। जितने भी अतिथि यहाँ पर आए हुए हैं, लिटिल अंडमान की ओर से हम हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। आज का यह कार्यक्रम बहुत ही सुंदर एवं सुचारू रूप से संपन्न होने को बिल्कुल तैयार।
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will have our Chief Secretary, Mr. Chandrabhushan Kumar, flagging off the expression surfing session. Counting down in 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, sir, for flagging off the first expression session of surfing. And the surfers paddling will be Kishore in white, Shrikant in green, Kamali in red, Sugar in blue, Harish in yellow, and Som in pink. Enjoy your surfing session, surfers.
भारत में सर्फिंग खेल की संचालन संस्था है। भारत के एशियन गेम में, हाल ही में होने वाले एशियन गेम में हमारे इस देश के खिलाड़ी भी भाग लेने वाले हैं। भारत में सर्फिंग खेल की संचालन सर्फिंग फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया उनके सानिध्य के साथ आज डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टूरिज्म के साथ हमारे लिटिल अंडमान के प्रांगण में ये भव्य समारोह लिटिल अंडमान प्रो 2026 नेशनल सर्फ एंड एसयूपी चैंपियनशिप का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। ऐसे समय में ये चैंपियनशिप का आयोजन जब पहली बार एशियन गेम्स 2026 में भारत सर्फिंग में भाग लेने जा रहा है।
Just kicked off the first expression session of the Little Andaman Pro, the first surfing contest of our national tour, which is leading up to the Asian Games in September in Japan. It is the first time we are running a surf contest in the Little Andamans. It's an exciting event, exciting to get onto these waves. The athletes are heading out through the reef and into the surf spot.
हमारे द्वीपों के लिए बड़े गर्व की बात है कि आज यह आयोजन लिटिल अंडमान में हो रहा है, जो कि इस द्वीप के सर्फिंग व पर्यटन को आगे बढ़ाने में मील का पत्थर साबित होगा। हमारे इस लिटिल अंडमान में सर्फिंग के लिए मुख्यतः 3 स्थल हैं: बटलर बे बीच, लाइट हाउस और कुमारी पॉइंट। बटलर बे को भारत के सबसे संभावनाशील सर्फिंग स्थलों में से एक माना जाता है। यहाँ की लंबी लहरें साफ और तकनीकी प्रदर्शन के लिए आदर्श है, जो खिलाड़ियों को उच्च स्तर की प्रतियोगिता के लिए तैयार करती है।
In the water, we have the top-ranked surfers of the 3 divisions, the men's open, the women's open, and the men's junior. The top-seeded surfers are in red, white, and yellow. The second seeds are green, blue, and pink. We're looking for some sets to come in for our surfers to give us a show. We're going to wait for all the athletes to be out in the spot before we start the timer. It's going to be a 30-minute heat, and we'll give an indication of the quality of ride using the scale the judges use, from excellent to going through good, average, fair, and poor rides, to give you an idea of how the waves are scored. And I'll also be breaking down each wave to give you an idea of how it works.
Thank you very much. And Surfers the Water, your expression session begins in 3, 2, 1.
We got our first surfer up and riding. Harish in yellow, putting down a couple of turns. That wave from Harish came in at a low average, or a good fair ride, around about a 4.5, which is the bottom end of the average scale. The scale goes 0 to 2 points for a poor ride, 2 to 4 points for a fair ride, 4 to 6 points for an average ride, 6 to 8 points for a good ride, and 8 to 10 points for an excellent ride.
Thank you very much, Percy, for that little explanation on the scoring pattern. So it would be lovely if you can talk a little about surfing and how surfing started and what is this level of surfing right now that we see in our athletes.
Thank you, Sunetra. Surfing is a sport that comes from prehistory with Polynesian tribes, Hawaiian tribes riding makeshift boats and boards on waves. And the sport slowly developed from there with the equipment. Here we have our surfer in yellow up and riding again, going up into the lip for the first turn and for a floater on the second turn. What we're seeing in the water right now is shortboarding. Shortboarding is the most modern form of the sport. It started out with really long wooden surfboards, and slowly the size of surfboards went down. White up and riding, getting some speed down the line. This is our number 1 rank, Kishore, with a layback pack. Our surfer in white getting a good score for just the 1 turn. So it shows that even if you get just 1 turn, if you put everything you have into it, you can get a good score. It's about quality, not about quantity of turns. Here we have our surfer in red, up and down. Our number 1 ranked surfer up and riding again on a little insider, throwing the tail for an air reverse, but a little bit shallow on the reef over there. Pink up and riding, our surfer in the juniors category, just getting a little bit caught up behind the section. The tide is coming in, which makes the waves race a little bit faster. A little bit about the surf spot. This surf spot works best on mid to low tide, where the waves wrap nicely on the reef. Now we got red up and riding our surfer Kamali, first rank of the women's division, for a 1 turn wave. That one coming in as a fair ride, getting in the 1 turn. So yeah, this surfboard works best on mid to low tide, where the waves hold a good pace and wrap nicely on the reef. Swell is usually a little bit bigger than what we have today. Pink up and riding again, getting busy. So you can get, on a normal good day, you can get around 2 to 3 foot swell coming in with sets of 4 to 6 waves. And usually how it is in the Andamans. There's usually not more than 6 people out in the water because it's been an island that hasn't been discovered for surfing yet. But right now we're making history by holding the first ever event in the Little Andamans, the Little Andaman Pro, with many more to come.
At this juncture, we'd like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to the Andaman and Nicobar Tourism Department for supporting this sport, for organizing the Little Andaman Pro 2026, the first of its kind national surf and stand-up paddle championships.
Run through, no proper sets yet, but the sets come in every 15, 20, 25 minutes, so with half an hour total in this heat, we're definitely gonna see a set. Set waves come in pairs or groups, and it's pretty much waves that far out in the ocean join together to create bigger ones. So the rhythm of the ocean and the swell coming from very far off provides us with solid waves every 10-15 minutes. The forecast for the contest is showing promise for the weekend. Right now, the energy in the ocean is between 17 and 30 kilojoules. Tomorrow afternoon, it'll pick up a little bit more, up to 40 or 50. And on the weekend, we will have up to 80, 100, 120 kilojoules of energy to run our contest and especially to run the finals day. Surfing in India has really come a long way. We had our first ever competition in Mahabalipuram in 2011, and ever since then it's been going uphill. The level of surfing has come a far way. Right now you're seeing the top surfers up and riding. Our surfer in green, Shrikant, second ranked of the men's open division. Successful turn, and that wave just running a little bit away from him with the high tide. Yeah, surfing has come a long way since 2011. We now have a national tour since a few years. We've run a few QS event qualification series events for the World Series, as well as the Asian Championships last year in Mahabalipuram, where we achieved a bronze medal from our surfer coming up in the next expression session heat. The last wave from Shrikant in green came in as the second best wave of the heat so far, with one nice snap in the lip. So we're seeing a lot of one-hit waves. and we hope to see some good sets come in that hold the pace a little bit more, giving opportunity for our surfers to link a few turns together. The judging criteria includes speed, flow, variety of maneuvers, radicality of maneuvers, so that's where the quality of maneuvers really counts. Shrikant up and riding again with one nice finish off the lip. Looks like the second wave is coming through, and our surfer in yellow, Harish, goes up for a float before the wave runs away. The surfers in the water are sitting currently pretty far down the line. Usually on a good day of swell, they would sit a good 25 to 50 meters a bit further up and out where the sets break. And the wave would finish all the way down by the orange buoy, giving you a nice long reef point break setup to link loads of turns together. It's quite a good wave for performance surfing. You have a really friendly lip which is just constantly on offer. We saw this on the first couple of days where we had a lot of practice sessions. And the wave gives you so much speed that you actually have to hold up a little bit to stay in the pocket and make sure you don't go too far ahead of the lip. But if you get it right, you'll see surfers just going straight up and straight down, one turn after another with speed, flow, radicality of maneuvers. No need for speed generation between. This is the Little Andaman Pro, the first of its kind and the first event of the national tour leading up to the Asian Games in Japan.
Surfers in the water, so you have 15 minutes to go. Requesting the athletes of the next expression session. Ramesh in white, Sanjay in green, Shrishti in red, Devi in blue, Prahlad in yellow, and Yogesh in pink. Request you to please get ready in the next 5 minutes. Surfers of the next expression round, you may please paddle out.
The surfers of the next heat are walking out onto the beach to paddle into the surf spot. In the heat, we also have one of our national coaches, Sanjay Selvamani, who's been working really hard with our head coach, Samai, to bring the level of the national team up. They've been traveling all over India and all over the world, coaching and doing contests. And you're seeing the fruits of all that hard work in the water right now with the top seeded athletes. It's cool to see that the coach himself is also part of the top athletes.
Surfers in the water, you have 10 minutes to go. Please note the expression sessions of surfing is for 30 minutes each heat.
In the water, we also have our water angle videographer from Surfers of India. They've been with us for a few years now, getting some epic shots. All the promo videos and everything comes from them. He's putting his hands up, saying hi. He's in the water with just a phone and a phone casing, but he's got some really cool shots from our last training camp in Kerala, where we had an international coach come to coach the coaches themselves for a week, giving us a lot of fresh new information, followed by 1 week of training camp with the athletes where we could put it all to use, and now we're gonna see whether they can put it into action on these perfect left-hand reef break. One of the most picturesque spots in India, here in Little Andamans. This wave has been ridden for a good 20-25 years. I've been hearing stories of some of the first surfers on mainland coming here since then. Back then there used to be nothing. They had to camp in the jungle, fish for their own food, and sleep in hammocks. But now we have a whole setup.
Just to let you know, the surfers in the water are Kishore in white, Shrikant in green, Kamali in red, Sugar in blue, Harish in yellow, and Som in pink.
White up and riding with a good snap off the top, throwing the fins around, and he comes out successful. Red now up and riding on her backhand for a jam in the pocket. There's her second turn, so we're seeing the surfers link a couple more turns together. Now yellow up and riding, going down the line. White having another look for the second section. As you can see, the wave right now is a little bit split up, but usually the wave starts a bit further up and goes all the way down to the end there with the orange buoy, where you have the opportunity for putting together 5-6 turns of quality. It's not much of a barreling wave, although you can get a barreling opportunity on some of them on the bigger days. But it's a really good wave for practicing your turns, your rail-to-rail game.
Surfers in the water, you have 5 minutes to go.
The second good range wave of the session has just come in. We have a high good wave from our surfer in white, Kishore, sitting on 2 good waves. The last one would have come around a 7.5. Showing some progressive surfing with the fins coming out. And here he is up and riding again, getting some speed down the line and looking for the air. Five minutes to go, and the yellow flag has come up. Yellow up and riding again. The red takes over. those two were brother and sister, legendary siblings from Mahabalipuram. Both also very good skaters. And both ranked the top of their respective divisions, the Women's Open and the Juniors boys. Srikanth up and riding. There was his first turn, throwing quite a bit of spray and putting together another couple.
Surfers, you have 2 minutes to go.
The last ride of Srikanth in green came in at a high average, just under a good scoring wave. So that would have been a high 5. We've got a wave coming in to the lineup, and our surfer in pink up and riding, going for the low road, not getting enough speed to keep going on the wave face.
Thirty seconds to go. Ten seconds to go. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that was the sound of the buzzer to end the first expression session of this historic National Surf and SUP Championships at Little Andaman. Counting down the next expression session in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for joining us and being a part of the Little Andaman Pro 2026 National Surf and Stand-Up Paddle Championships, brought to you by the Andaman and Nicobar Tourism Department. This is the start of the second expression session of the surfing. In the waters are surfers Ramesh in white, Sanjay in green, Shrishti in red, Devi in blue, Prahlad in yellow, and Yogesh in pink. Over to Percy.
We just saw a couple rides from our surfers in pink and red. just looking for some bigger waves to showcase their surfing. Pink with one turn on that wave, going up into the lip, pointing his nose up to the sun. We'll see what that wave comes in with. The angle of the board going up to the lip is a good indicator for the radicality of maneuver, one of the major judging criteria. That wave comes in at an average fair ride, medium fair ride, with one backhand snap. That was our junior surfer, Yogesh Yoko Loco, who's been putting a lot of work since November last year on his backhand with 2 training camps in Kovalam, Kerala, as well as another one in Serenity Beach, Orville, Pondicherry. So cool to see these young athletes getting so many opportunities for coaching, for traveling, for contests. And that's really given us the chance to bring the level of surfing quite a fair bit higher. Little line showing up in the lineup, and our surfer in yellow with a good speed line to check turn. On these kind of waves, in these kind of conditions, it's vital to maintain speed through the entire wave to keep up with the peeling wave. And our surfer in yellow really showed that by taking a high line and coming out of his turn with quite a bit of speed. The section sadly running away from him, but on a lower tide, he would have probably had the chance to belt a couple more turns.
Check and call going out through the next set of athletes for the expression session. Sanjay S in white, Akilan in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow, and Raju in pink. Athletes, request you to please report at the beach marshals area and collect your rash guard.
Looks like a nice little set wave coming through. It's holding a good pace. Our surfer in green, Sanjay Selvamani, coach throwing his fins out, but unsuccessful on that final turn. He had one turn before that, which will be scored. Surfers in the water, you got 20 minutes to go. We're hoping for some sets to roll through in the next 20 minutes. You've done quite a good job in the first 10.
Check and call going out to Sanjay S in white, Akilan in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow, and Raju in pink.
Pink up and riding on the inside on the first wave of the set with one turn, and looks like a nice line for the second wave. Red up and riding with a high line. She now goes up towards the lip, which takes her down. That wave from pink was their best wave. He just showed a lot of commitment to that turn, sending his board vertical and pushing on his tail. Up and riding again on an insider. Going for a little dive towards the reef. I hope he didn't go too deep. The tide coming up, luckily, putting more water between the surfers and the shallow live reef beneath. I was quite positively surprised this morning in the surf to see how much of the reef is actually still alive. It's becoming really scarce around the world. In a lot of the scuba diving places, for example, the reefs have been deteriorating quite a bit. But here we still have quite a bit of live reef.
Check and call going out to the surfers of the next heat of the expression session. Sanjay S in white, Agilan in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow, and Raju in pink. Requesting the athletes to please report at the beach marshals area and collect your rash guard.
Our surfer in green up and riding. That wave just lacking a little bit of power, not carrying him down the line. Looks like some more lines on offer, and our surfer in yellow is paddling in. Able to get up into the lip for one turn. Now our surfer in pink up the lineup, taking off and pushing hard on his fins for the bottom turn to get up into the lip.
Check and call going out to Sanjay S, Akilan, Sandhya, Riva, Pradeep Pujar and Raju. Athletes, please report to the beach marshals area and collect your rash guard. Surfers in the water, you have 14 minutes to go. Check and call going out to the surfers of the next expression session. Shivraj Babu in white, Akilan in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow and Raju in pink. Surfers, request you to please report at the beach marshals area and collect your rash guard. Surfers in the water, you have 12 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
Set coming in. Surfer in green having a look, paddling hard, generating some speed to get ahead of the section, and he gets up into the lip for a nice lip line floater finish.
Surfers of the water, you have 10 minutes to go. Requesting Shivraj Babu, Akilan, Sandhya, Riva, Pradeep Pujar and Raju to please paddle out. Surfers of the next heat, please paddle out. Shivraj Babu in white, Akilan in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow and Raju in pink. Surfers, please paddle out.
Few lines coming through. Pink up and riding. Trying to get some speed. Speed is the currency. Maneuvers is what you spend it on. Without speed, you can't perform maneuvers with power and speed and flow and radicality. And that's why we also need more swell, more waves for athletes to show their surfing, to showcase their surfing.
Surfers in the water, you have 5 minutes to go.
We are sitting here at Butler's Bay. Left-hand reef break. It has never seen this many people on this beach. People are usually running away from the beach as fast as possible for the sandflies, but this morning they fumigated everything out. So we're able to spend a good time here on the white sand beach. Picturesque Butler's Bay with the headland of Kalapatar beach right in front of us. There's a really cool yellow up and riding going up into the lip for a little finish turn, which they make. Yeah, just up ahead of us, the first headland is Kalapatar, where you have green up and riding, generating speed. He gets ahead of the section and goes for a turn, throwing some spray, and cheer goes up from the crowd. Pink all the way on the inside on a little peeler. Let's see if the face stands up a little bit, and it does, but just not enough power in that wave. Red up and riding, going straight to the bottom of the wave, and that one runs away from them. We have 3 minutes left on the clock. The surfers of the next heat are walking out into the reef.
One minute and 55 seconds to go.
White up and riding the first turn, and look at that second one going vertical, but not riding out of that one, so just the one turn will count. Our surfer in white was being quite patient, waiting for better waves, and they were able to get onto the face of the wave. That wave giving opportunity for 2 turns. So the patience paying well.
Thirty seconds to go. Ten seconds to go. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The surfer in pink did get up just before the buzzer beater, but unfortunately that wave not really providing. So the surfers of the previous heat are now paddling out. and we're gonna get ready for the next heat to start soon.
Coming up is the next heat, and in the waters we have Shivraj Babu in white, Akhil in green, Sandhya in red, Riva in blue, Pradeep Pujar in yellow, and Raju in pink. Counting down in 3, 2, 1. Check and call going out to the next set for the expression session. Surfers Sanjay S in white, Ajish Ali in green, Aarti in red, Aparna in blue, Shanku in yellow, and Sheikh in pink. Requesting the athletes to please report at the beach marshals area and collect your rash guard.
Yellow. We just saw yellow on a wave going for a 2-turn combo. The first turn going successful. Little set rolling through. Green up and riding. Getting just caught a little bit behind the section, but the next wave looks pretty promising. Looks like blue's paddling in. Going for a high line. Fading it for the bottom turn. But that one just running away on the reef. Yellow with a little wrap around cuddy.
Surface in the water, you have 22 minutes to go. Check and call going out to Sanjay S in white, Ajish Ali in green, Arti in red, Aparna in blue, Shanku in yellow, and Sheikh in pink.
Looks like a little line showing up. Let's see who's in position. Red or pink going for a paddle on the inside. And that one just slips under them on the reef. Our surfer in pink going up for a 2-turn combo. And now we got white up and riding on the best wave of the session so far. Going up into the lip, but that wave just running ahead. The tide coming in, really pushing the waves onto the inner part of the reef where it races, especially on the second section. Proving a bit of a challenge for our surfers. Green paddling in, racing down the line, and he hits the first section, just floating over, going straight vert for the second hit, and that was a nice 2-turn combo. And that wave was a high 5. A high 5, a high average scoring ride with a 2-turn combo. Most of the score came in from the second turn, which was much more vertical, committed.
Surfers, you have 15 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Surfers of the next heat, you may paddle out, but please stay away from the competition area or from the surfers who are in the water right now.
Try to stay a good 30 plus meters away from the surfers in the water currently. Hug the reef to the left. And try also not to paddle out in front of the surfers. Yellow up and riding, got a lot of speed in his pocket, but his board just sticking to the face and not to his feet. Surfers of the next heat, you are all free to paddle out. Just make sure you paddle clear of the surfers in the water, ideally paddling under them since you've paddled in to the bottom of the lineup, you'll have to paddle all the way around them, steering clear of the surfers in the water. Surfer in white, up and riding, getting a bunch of speed, going up for a lip line float finish. Green up and riding, putting a bunch of turns together. That was the most amount of turns we've seen in one wave, getting into the flow criteria. That wave giving him a bit more pace so that he could really go into the off the bottom and the top multiple times. We'll be seeing a lot more of that in the back end of this contest with good swell on the forecast. So remember, in the judging criteria, there is quality of maneuvers, not necessarily quantity. So even though there were a lot of turns, the judges will be looking at the quality of each and individual turn.
Surfers, you have 10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
Surfers of the next heat, you can sit to the right of the point, but make sure you are further out, far away from the waves are breaking, and paddle up the point only towards the end of the contest of the heat, so that you give enough space to the current competitors. Some movement in the water, blue up and riding. Looks like that wave doesn't hold enough energy. Red having a look at this insider, it just runs away. Couple more lines on the horizon. Pink up and riding. White putting a couple turns together. Third one finishing, throwing quite a bit of spray. Able to find an open face on that wave. It's all about wave selection and finding the waves that give you the opportunity to put up good surfing and maximize the scoring potential of each wave. That wave wasn't the biggest wave we've seen, but because it had the right pace, our surfer was able to put some turns together. And it's nice to see our regular foot surfers on the left-hand reef break with their backhand attack. The backhand can be very advantageous on these kinds of waves. You can get quite a bit of power into your turns. Red up and riding. Green up and riding for their first turn and manufacturing 2 turns out of that one opportunity. It's nice to see multiple turns, but it's also important to maximize the potential of each section. Again, quality of maneuvers is what the judges are looking for rather than quantity. So one big turn can get you a good scoring wave from 6 to 8 points, whereas multiple turns with less energy can get you a smaller score.
Surfers, you have 5 minutes to go.
Blue up and riding. Couple speed lines staying ahead of the section. Yellow racing down the line, throwing the fins and landing. Last ride of yellow coming in at a high fare. Around right about 4 points. We got some nice lines on the horizon. Let's see who's in position. Looks like white paddling into this one, generating speed with a high line, throwing up into the lip, but coming out unsuccessful.
The surfers of the next heat, can you please move away from the current heat surfers? Thank you.
Please paddle You've come too close to the competitors. Please paddle wide, either far out and to the left.
Surfers, you have 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
White having a look at this insider, but it closes out in front of them. Surfers from the next heat, please put some distance between you and the other surfers. And do not catch any waves. If you could paddle a bit further out, that'd be great. 2 minutes to go.
Surfers, you have 1 minute to go.
Green up and riding on a peeler into his first, second turn, belting a few together.
Thirty-five seconds.
Yellow up and riding with a high line, trying to get ahead the section, but unsuccessful. Green on the inside, just having a look. And now we have red up on a bigger looking wave. White takes over after the section and scores.
10 seconds to go.
Surfers giving some work to our judges.
Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That brings us to the end of yet another expression session. Counting the next heat in 3, 2, 1. The next expression session. In the waters are surfers Sanjay S in white, Ajish in green, Arti in red, Aparna in blue, Shanku in yellow, and Sheikh in pink.
in the water, we have the last expression session of the day. After this, we'll go on lay day. It's a smart call given the conditions where we don't have many athletes, we don't have many heats, so we're saving everything for the best conditions possible to give the athletes the most opportunity. So this will be the last expression session of the day. And it is such a luxury to have a waiting period of 4 days for this contest. We usually have to rush and run heats even though the conditions aren't great, but here we can wait for the swell. Surfer in green having a look at this one, but the wave running away.
Surfers, you have 25 minutes to go.
That was Pink with a nice backhand rip in the pocket. Red having a look and going down the falls, going for some snorkeling on the reef. Pink with the backhand attack. It is quite an amazing view from out in the point. The water is absolutely crystal clear. You can see the reef underneath and all the reef fish. White having a look on a peeler. This one looks like it's racing. Just takes the outside rail. Yellow up and riding, generating some speed, going up for a float, and the section runs away.
For the kind attention of all athletes, lunch will be served at 1. and the vehicles will depart or leave at 2:30. I repeat, the vehicles will leave here at 2:30. Lunch will be served at 1 p.m. Surface of the water, you have 20 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
Looks like green is having a look on this wave. Looks like it's peeling quite well. Ooh. Nice backhand snap, throwing a lot of spray. Red up and riding. Red with the pig dog and blue white with a peeler going up into the lip for a snap, just the one turn.
For the kind attention of all athletes and officials, lunch will be served at 1. All vehicles will leave this place at 2. I repeat, all vehicles will leave this place at 2 p.m.
Red up and riding down the line.
Surfers in the water, you have 15 minutes to go. Gentle reminder to all the athletes once again, the vehicles will depart this place at 2 p.m. Lunch will be served at 1.
Red. And
Twelve minutes to go.
Pink with a couple of waves on the inside. Throwing some backhand snaps. Pink up and riding again. Third wave in the last 2 minutes. White looking at this one. Going for a jam in the pocket. still riding. And he finishes it off on the reef. Stand-up paddlers, you guys are okay to paddle out there, but please do not catch any waves. We will be packing up after this expression session. Lunch will be served at 1 p.m. Transportation moves out at 2 p.m. And we'll see everyone back here tomorrow morning. The call will be at 8:30 a.m. for a potential 9 a.m. start. Blue up and riding, gaining some speed.
Surface of the water, you have 9 minutes to go. A gentle reminder, tomorrow call 8:30 will be the call for a potential 9 a.m. start. It's been a wonderful start of the day one. Thank you very much for joining us. This is history in the making, Little Andaman Pro 2026 National Surf and SUP Championship, brought to you by the Andaman and Nicobar Tourism Department. We'd like to thank our judges, Head Judge Rory, Judges Samay, Sandeep, Shyam, Dharani, and the priority judge, and to every other supporter. It was a wonderful day. It still is a wonderful day, but we are done with the action of surfing and stand-up paddle here. We will meet again tomorrow for the day 2 of the championships. First call will be at 8:30 for a potential 9 a.m. start. A big thank you and shout out to all the audience who have taken the trouble to be here to cheer our competitors. Please do come tomorrow, day after, and on Sunday. We do have a lot of action in store. This is the Little Andaman Pro 2026 National Surf and SUP Championships. Surface of the water, you have 7 minutes to go.
A nice line coming through the lineup, and we have our surfer in green taking off at the point, generating some speed down the line, trying to get ahead of the section, but that one runs away on the last part of the reef. This one, pink goes on the inside.
surfers, you have 5 minutes to go.
Looks like we're having a bit of a lull here in the contest area, hoping for a set to come in the last 4.5 minutes. We got the drone covering footage from in the water. And today you got to see the top seeded athletes